if you were to define a sustainable business, what would you define it as?
You know, I think it's difficult to have a truly sustainable business, and so I think there's kind of like more sustainable businesses, but in essence it's organizations that are looking at their impact on the world, even their indirect impact, and trying to make it more good than bad. And usually sustainable businesses, like if you look at a sustainability strategy, it would include economic factors. So how is your business contributing to the community around you in an economic way? Like, is it bringing more value? Is it lifting people up? Social. So looking at you know, how are people being treated within the company, but how are people being treated by your vendors, by you know, people who are making the clothes you sell, or the you know, food products that you're using in your restaurant. And then environmental. And I think I saved environmental for last because I think that's what everybody thinks of with sustainability. But yeah, the environmental factor is very important too. So like, what is your carbon impact? What is your water impact? You know, plastics are a big issue this year.
So what's kind of your mission and your goal for Reconsidered?
So I started Reconsidered because I saw a gap in the social impact space. I thought there are a lot of organizations that are thinking about how they want to change internally, and you know, they may be making like a strong, sustainability teams within those companies might be able to make a strong business case for sustainability. So kind of like what I went back to business school to learn, like how can I, like, you know, rationally explain why people should do the right thing. And they may also be layering on like great communications expertise, so you can make it like, you know, like marketing, put like marketing dollars behind it, make a video, like good copywriting, like that type of thing. But I felt like the change wasn't happening urgently enough. So I work, like I mentioned, with a bunch of global organizations as well as smaller ones. But I also have a newsletter that now has several thousand subscribers, mostly in the CSR world. We're starting to do like workshop series, starting to write more and like put more out on social media. And so the idea is really to try to both influence the decision makers within companies and equip them with all of the behavior science-based tools that they need to really like drive change effectively. But also touch a bit like other people working in business who may not have sustainability in their job title but want to be a part of the change in some way, and figure out how to also equip them with like the knowledge and information they need. So
you want to preview a little bit about that event and what might be going on?
So it's a workshop specifically intended for local business owners as well as people who are working within companies and want to spark positive change in some way. And I'm a big believer that like change doesn't always need to come from the top. It can also come from, it can be a movement that comes from people working within a company. So that's why we kind of try to encourage both. And the idea is that, yeah, you know, I think there's a huge momentum around sustainable business at the moment. I think also, you know, with more of the kind of like tomorrow activism and self-reliance movements that we've seen emerge over the past several years, there's also a really strong connection to sustainability because Guam as an island, that, you know, as islanders growing up here, we've always had to be just reliant on what surrounded us. And we had to live in harmony with nature, we had to live in harmony with each other, and we didn't have foreign import, though we were a colonial power, or we were under a colonial power. You know, for the most part, for many, many years, we survived on our own. We sustained ourselves, and I think nourishing a sustainability movement and a sustainable business movement on Guam is in many ways coming back to that, getting back to our roots and realizing that, hey, you know what, if we keep money on this island, if we operate business in a way that's friendly to our natural surroundings, you know, maybe you're not not going to go back 100 years, but like maybe we can become a little bit more independent and self-reliant, and that will also give us more leverage in our relationships and negotiations with the powers around us. So I think that's really exciting. And then also, you know, so there's like that momentum and there's the idea, but there's also, I think, it can be so tough to turn ideas into action and into strategy. And so that's kind of my background, and what I hope to do in the workshop is to kind of guide the group through, like, okay, what is the business case for sustainability for your particular industry? What are the big impact areas that other companies like you are dealing with? And how can we put together a strategy that like also makes sense? There is a registration fee, but you know, we also really want to make it accessible to people, particularly emerging entrepreneurs. So if you're a young person, you're starting a company, this sounds interesting, follow UOGCIS on Instagram, and send them a DM if you want to attend. We have a few discounts available.
Right on, guys. We're going to thank Jessica for being on the show today. Once again, this is Mentor Asia Pacific.
Thanks guys for tuning into Mentor Asia Pacific. Once again, I'm Alvin Sangha. Check out all our social media, that's going to be linked down below. Stay tuned, more mentors are to come. We're going to be releasing a mentor every week. And please leave a comment down below for any mentors that you'd like to be featured on the channel, any business professional, entrepreneur, or anybody that you believe is inspiring and can provide to be a mentor for the youth as well. Until next time, thank you very much. Sangha out.